Good evening and welcome to WANA Live, the reading series of the Writers Association of Northern Appalachia. I'm your host, Damian Dressick, and here's your other host.
Hey, you pointed in the right direction this time. Christina Masonic, how are you, Damian, this evening?
I'm very good. I'm excited to be back hosting WANA Live. The WANA Live crew last week, we had some unexpected technical difficulties. We were attempting to come to you live from La Parguera, Puerto Rico, and unfortunately the Wi-Fi in La Parguera was wanting.
Yes, right. It wasn't Wi-Fi. Let's see. What do we got going on over here? Oh, did you see that message about there was some trouble broadcasting, Damian?
I am
Did you
seeing
get that?
this.
Yeah, and it went away, so maybe it'll be fine because we're definitely broadcasting live to YouTube. It looks like it's a Facebook.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. So, anyways,
we have two people tonight. We have two mad women, including our March mad womenness.
Well, I was thinking this today. What's better than one mad woman? Two mad women. So let me introduce our first writer tonight. Sarah Williams-Devereux is a poet and educator. Her poetry appears in multiple journals and anthologies. She teaches poetry for the Madwomen in the Attic program at Carlow University and is the series editor for the annual Madwomen anthology. Certified in writing group leadership from Amherst Writers and Artists, she is pursuing an MA in teaching writing from Johns Hopkins University. So let's bring Sarah on. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Christina. Hi, Damian. How are you both?
Well, I was thinking today that although we've communicated many times through email, that I've never actually seen your face in a video. So to say hello.
A pleasure to see you almost eye to eye.
Almost. So what will you be reading for us tonight?
I'll be reading the first 4, maybe 5, depending on time, poems from a chapbook in progress that I'm working on actually for my thesis in teaching writing. So
that's so exciting. Is this program primarily teaching creative writing, or is it teaching writing in general, broadly?
It is teaching writing in general. My focus has always been on teaching of creative writing, but the program includes everything from creative writing to professional writing, composition, basically K through 12, university level, community, and beyond. So very expansive.
I love that. As somebody who that's what I do, I can't think of anything better to do. So I'm super excited. All right, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna step out and let you go to it.
Okay, sounds good. So as I mentioned, these poems are from a chapbook in progress that I am working on for my graduate thesis, and they are poems in the looking at my experiences with my mother's passing from cancer in 2009. So the manuscript is All Blood is Blue, and it's for Kathy Lynn Jones Williams. And I want to share an epigraph for the entire book by another mad woman, Anne Picone, something she said to me as I was writing other poems about the same topic. The death of a mother is a sensual experience. Birthday. After your death, Dad and I went through your clothes. Among stacks of polyester, swirly colored dresses, I pulled out a white nightgown, worn thin, long sleeve, threadbare, pearl buttons down the front. This is what you were born in, Dad said. I imagined you, only 27, squatting, grunting, naked save for this nightgown. Dad holding you up from behind, pushing me out in the middle of the living room of your upstairs duplex on Tilbury, only 10 minutes drive from where I now live. You squatting, sweating, screaming at me in joy as I came into this world, screaming at you back. There was no blood, no old stain to show what happened. only the smell of being kept in the dark. You can't have that one, he said. Slow dance. Honey, sweetie, babe, sometimes Ricky or Ricardo, if you are feeling sassy, snapping your fingers to some Al Jarreau on the stereo, dancing in tiny swaying steps. Ricky, you'd call from the living room, and Dad would lay the paper on the dining table and come to you, smiling. You'd dance together in the white cathedral-ceilinged living room, your hands in his, swaying back to the music. You never danced in public, not at parties, not even at my wedding, though you were only 1 week past chemo then. I think you were embarrassed by the idea, sharing something so intimate, so personal, so joyful with outsiders. You loved dancing, even if you weren't very good at it, daring nothing more complicated than a simple 1-2 back and forth. The last time I saw you and Dad dance, you had just grown some hair back, a fuzz of mottled white and gray that suited you more than I thought possible. I was getting something from the kitchen, saw you from the corner of my eye, you moving even more slowly, leaning into Dad, eyes closed, swaying to the rhythm, the stereo silent. Chocolate milk. Your way. Squirt the chocolate in first, an inch of Hershey's syrup, the coldest whole milk you could find, then stir, streaks of syrup stubbornly sticking to the glass. My way. Pour the milk first, leave an inch at the top, stir, add the syrup, create a mini tornado in the center, like Dorothy in the brown wild clouds. This is how I made the chocolate milk for you the Monday before you died, the last thing I made for you to eat or drink. I left 2 inches of room this time, used twice the chocolate, maybe 3 times. You drank the whole glass. Delicious, you said, before you fell asleep. Terminal lucidity. The school kids down the street from my house draw robots, hopscotch, dragons on the pavement, flowers. When the rain comes, there's a moment when the lines of dust bloom, come alive. Color pops against the soaked stone, turning cheap chalk into spring, summer, saturated, glowing, before they're washed away. It's called terminal lucidity, the period of lightness and health before the person starts to die for real. On that Monday, you talked all day, drank the chocolate milk I made, watched your afternoon soaps, laughed with the nurse who sponge bathed you and rubbed orange vanilla lotion into your skin. You slept soundly all afternoon until the color of your urine turned to brown. You were all sky blue and yellow then, your star tattoo, your cotton sheets, a touch of white, the last bits of hair on your head, and gold, somewhere in your shrunken body and tired heart. Thank you.
You're muted, Damien.
No, I'm back. Wow, that was such impressive work, Sarah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wanted to initially talk about the first poem as a flash fictioneer. It really had that it felt to me anyway, I think a very powerful flash quality where the entire piece of the moment, the sort of emotional business at hand builds and builds and builds, and then that one last line, it almost, it's like almost the gears are jammed, and we're forced to confront an entirely other reality. As we're seeing everything's from the daughter's perspective, then all of a sudden we get the father's, and it's like, wow, we forgot he was there on some level. So that was just such powerful work. I loved it. But then I have to say that last poem was it was personally very affecting to me. My father died a few years ago, and there was a moment that was just like what you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It brought it back in a powerful way. I'm not prepared to discuss it, but it did. I guess I hope I'm complimenting you when I say it did exactly what I'm pretty sure poetry's supposed to do.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
By the way, Hopkins, so many. What a wonderful program down there. Two of my mentors finished at Hopkins. The wonderful editor Richard Peabody is at Hopkins. My dear friend Claudia Smith came out of that program. So many wonderful writers. Such a vibrant community there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It's I started the program in 2018, and taking one course at a time, being able to do something part-time, which is nice, since I'm working and teaching and now going to school. And so this is my last semester, my thesis semester, and I'm going, we're trying not to do that as much. So yeah, it's been an amazing experience being able to be part of that program.
I found that the epigraph that you used at the beginning really summed up my thinking as you were moving through these poems. Very sensual.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like bringing, I could see and feel everything, and I think that is an amazing talent. And thank you for sharing this incredibly difficult.
Thank you.
And work.
Yeah, thank you. It's been, like I said, my mother passed away in 2009, and so it was actually interesting, because the time when I really felt able to write in a more public way, in a way that I could transform it into poems to share with other people, it coincided with my time at Johns Hopkins starting, which was 2018, so almost 10 years later. So it's interesting to see how grief sometimes takes away the ability to write about that thing until sometimes 1 year, 5 years, 10 years later, when you've processed it more. So yeah.
Oh, for sure. In some ways, it can be this liberating muse, but in other ways, that grief can be strangulating, and put so much pressure on it that you can't find the words or the right words to express what you're going through and what you went through.
Mm-hmm.
I like what you said about, like, there's a difference between writing about something for yourself and then they're making it part of of your published persona. Like, I'm out there making art out of this and sharing it with others.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like I was still writing about my mom's death and my relationship with her. Obviously, I was doing that writing, but the purpose of that writing and the intent of that writing was changing the further away that I got from her death. So
yeah, wow, very, very incredible. I look forward to reading this whole collection. I'm sure it'll find a home.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was going to ask, do you have anything on the horizon coming out that we ought to know about?
No, not right now. As I said, most of my focus has been on school and teaching, so I haven't had the chance to do a lot of publication or anything. But when I do, I'll let you know.
Thank you so much. We'd love to have you back to promote them.
Sarah. We'll see you in a few minutes after we talk with Bri.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Okay, tonight we have a second writer, and our second writer is Bri Griffith. She earned her MFA in poetry from Florida International University in 2021. Her work has appeared in Columbia Poetry Review, Small Orange, Pittsburgh Poetry Journal, and elsewhere. She was a Best New Poets nominee in 2021. Griffith is a writing instructor at the University of Pittsburgh and a proud member of the Madwomen in the Attic. And so let's bring Bri on. Hey, Bri.
Hey. So I'm in a room where the light is motion activated, but I'm kind of liking the mood lighting I've set for myself, because it's giving like Cheesecake Factory dinner, like a dark sort of restaurant. I'm going to stick with that.
I love that. I love that. And you're at the White Whale, and we love the White Whale, and are always happy to promote them in any way. So thanks for broadcasting from there. I do like that mood lighting. I never really.
You did not break into the White Whale, did you?
No, I was going to say this is actually just a ploy for me to promote White Whale Bookstore. But I work at White Whale Bookstore, and I just got off my shift not that long ago. So I was like, I'll stay here and do the reading instead of driving home because I don't live in the city. I do live in Pittsburgh, but more of a suburb. So, yeah.
So what are you going to read for us tonight?
I have 3 poems from my full-length manuscript that I wrote in grad school, so my thesis. So
Cool.
yeah, I chose 3 poems that I feel like kind of capture the essence of the work. So
cool. Excellent. Well, we'll disappear and let you do that.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Okay, I don't know who is out there, but hello. I'm very happy to be here. Sarah, your poems were awesome. Really an honor to be reading with you. And as always, you know, Madwomen, world domination, not much else to say after that. So I have a book that I'm sending out. It's called Girl with Broken Car Sings. And the poems kind of explore obsession through the lens of celebrity status and celebrity culture, power, capitalism, familial trauma, you know. So I'm going to read a few poems from that manuscript. The first one being Ode to My Annoying Laugh. My laugh has body and volume like Celine Dion in a L'Oreal commercial, twirling curls around her finger. My laugh has an ass so fat you can see it from the moon. My laugh is a blast of fuchsia and emerald at a 4th of July fireworks show. It's a 9.999 on the Richter scale. My laugh is a glissando, a piano falling from the sky, an Elton John Rocket Man encore. My laugh is Adam Sandler in The Wedding Singer, playing his guitar on an airplane as passengers stare and clap. My laugh feels as plush and expensive as a Versace bathrobe. My laugh wears stilettos to pick up milk at Publix. My laugh is the ketchup packet that explodes beneath your foot. It's a blue whale whistling underwater. My laugh isn't really like, ha ha, it's more like, ha ha ha. It's the crack your neck makes when it snaps back. It's the wide open mouth sucking air like a vacuum. You can't ignore it. You can't outrun it. My laugh will follow you up the escalator. It'll chase your car. My laugh is King Kong atop the Empire State Building, watching over you, screaming. My laugh will walk 1,000 miles, Vanessa Carlton style, just to see you tonight. I was once told that my laugh has a life of its own, and I was like, I'll give my laugh a life. So anyway, I also like to write poems in which the speaker imagines like random celebrities as their father. And so this is one of those poems. If I was Gordon Ramsay's daughter. 6:30 a.m. and on the set of Hell's Kitchen, I'm watching him punch an undercooked fillet of salmon while keeping his eyes on crying contestant Joe, who was caught eating lobster risotto during dinner service. But when we lock eyes across several kitchen countertops, his smile flashes like a fridge light as I watch him whisk with gusto. I never knew a wrist could move so fast until my 7th birthday. He made hard-boiled eggs for breakfast because he knew I liked them, but he made 30. I only ate 2, so he said, "Come on, let's go play ball outside." He let me go first. I grabbed an egg from his apron pocket, swung my arm in circles like a crank, and pitched the egg underhand. He blasted it out of the park over our gate. And then I clasped my hands together like a baseball bat and let him launch eggs at me. Fastballs. I could barely keep up, but he kept going until every egg was hit. Now I'm watching him gather 7 men into a corner, cameras rolling, he's yelling, "Have your brains been boiled?" He's throwing scallops like speedballs. He's kicking everyone out of the kitchen, sweat's dripping off his chin like juice off a steak knife, until he sees me again, wipes his chin with his apron and says, "Hey kid, get over here. Let me show you how to dice a carrot." He makes sure I'm fed, that I know how to feed myself. He thinks red velvet cake is bullshit, but he always bakes one for my birthday. He remembers my birthday, my name. When he sees me, he knows I'm his daughter. When I'm one bad day away from sticking my hand in a blender, he always picks up the phone. Even at work, he says, "Stop the cameras, you idiots. It's my daughter." Okay, I have one poem left, and it's the title poem of the manuscript. So, Girl with Broken Car sings. Backing out of my driveway, my car sounds like a warning, like rolls of thunder live in each wheel, like I'm one roll away from auditioning for Fast and Furious, girl who explodes in car number 2. I pull back into my driveway and sit and blast the AC until my arms feel as cold as steel bleachers. I let the radio play through Lizzo's Truth Hurts because she's right. My car and spirit are broken. That's the damn truth. I don't know how much longer I can laugh shit off. Yesterday, my therapist said, "When you're about to say something bad about yourself, why don't you try singing it?" So I sing soprano. I'm an idiot with a broken car, like I'm auditioning for Fast and Furious. Girl who sings while credits are rolling. If I was just an extra in Fast and Furious, I'd probably have enough money to fix my car. They probably have enough cars on set to let me have one. I just looked up Vin Diesel. Turns out his name is Mark Sinclair, and I wonder if the diesel car connection is just a coincidence. Conclusion, still sitting in my car, singing through a list of other issues. I have no money, my lips are chapped and bleeding, I look like a Furby, and I'm really getting into it. Head banging, arms up, mouth open. Thank you.
Ha! That was great.
Thanks.
Your work is just riddled with pop culture. I love it.
Yeah.
Big fun. I love the my laugh will chase your car. I mean, I was with you, and then I couldn't. That's so perfect.
Oh no!
Absolutely wonderful.
No, Damien, no. The best line was, "My laugh has an ass so big." I love that so much. I think that so many times when we try to describe or think about something about ourselves, it's so difficult to do that, but you just really did all this work with, simile and metaphor and anthropomorphic human, all this stuff. It was just wonderful. I love that poem so much. It's fantastic.
Thanks.
Yeah, there's such a wonderful display, richness of imagination. It was, I actually did have a note, fat ass laugh. Then the chase the car thing came along, and I'm like, oh, that's. I love the singing and imagining yourself, not as the star of Fast and Furious, but as girl in exploding car number 2. Like, yes, yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. I love pop culture, sometimes like really obscure references, and I've kind of like tackled or battled myself with like, am I including things in the poem just because I like them? Like, are they adding to the poem? Will other people be able to read the poetry and kind of get something out of it if they don't know the movie or if they don't know the actor? So I've tried to like incorporate pop culture in a way that is fun, but also elevates the poem beyond just the poem itself. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do.
I think you were kicking a lot of fat ass.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
No, it was very, very good. Really enjoyable. Let's bring Sarah back on so we can have a chat with her too. Hey, Sarah.
Yeah. Hey there.
Oh, this was so wonderful having both of you on tonight, and the way that your work, was really this balance of all the things. Wonderful, wonderful. I can't thank you enough for being on the show.
Thank you for inviting me and thinking of me. I appreciate it.
Oh, of course. And we love the Mads, totally pro Madwomen over here. And having all of you on this month has just, it just adds so much to our show. And of course, we've had a lot of Madwomen on throughout the 2-year run that we've had. But it's nice to feature you all during this month of madness in basketball. Why not March Madwomen?
No, I just want to echo what Christina was saying. I know it was like, if we were generously describing, it would be serendipitous that we have you on both at the same time. But I couldn't have imagined a more wonderful pairing of poetry, exploring things in such like vibrant but completely different directions. It was such a blast. I also think next March we should have the Madwomen bracket.
Yeah.
And Madwomen going head to head.
Oh Lord, no, that no.
I'm all for it.
We're all on the same Mad team. No.
Well, maybe it should be Madwomen against some other group of writers. The Mads take on Fed writers.
We'll have to add, like, because we do have Mad swag, hats and T-shirts and things. We'll just have to add like team jerseys.
Yeah.
I'm all for that. Big fingers.
Yeah, foam finger.
The big foam finger.
Oh my god.
Oh Lord, we may want to dial this back. So wait, we've got more Madwomen next Thursday. Who do we got?
Absolutely. Let me take a look. I'll take a spin here. Stephanie Ramser is going to be on next week. And then finishing out our Madwomen month is Beatrice Vassar, who will be on March 31st.
And that is our what anniversary?
2-year anniversary. And we should also add, while we're talking here, that we will be at the Appalachian Studies Association conference with a table set up in the exhibit hall. So people out there listening, if you want to come by and hang out with us or talk with us or learn more about what the Writers Association of Northern Appalachia does, we will be there promoting what we do, selling books by our members and all that good stuff.
Yes, we will be having a bunch of books, all from members of WANA. If you're interested in becoming a member, this is one of the benefits: is we'll take your book to various conferences and set it up at our table. So that's where this coming weekend in Morgantown. So if you're in Morgantown for ASA, please join us. Also, speaking of Appalachian things, I will be giving a reading with the Bottom Dog crew, Larry Thacker and Larry Smith. I'm not named Larry, but they let me read anyway. So I'm excited that is on Saturday afternoon. And Christina will also be presenting on digital storytelling.
Yeah, right after Damien does in the afternoon on Saturday, I'll be talking about digital storytelling in Northern Appalachia. So I'm looking forward to that and hanging out with a bunch of people, because we haven't really been to any real conferences in a long time. So this will be interesting. Wish us luck. So we'll see everybody next week. And thank you again, both of you, for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks, Bri. Thanks, Sarah. All right, see you all next week.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.